for your cheapest and most reliable place to buy FC24 coins. Check out mmoexp.com. Link is down in the description below. Use the code WOLF at the checkout for 5% off your order. Yes then, YouTube, rank 1 on my RTG secure. But first, are Aston Villa in a title race? Let me know in the comment section down below. Can I start to dream yet? I want to hear your opinions. And of course, YouTube, drop this video a like for me. Drop a comment down below. And if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. So, the first set of custom tactics I'm going to show you is my 4-2-3-1. You can use these custom tactics from minute 1 if you want to. But the reason they are on my ultra defensive is because I only switch into these to see out a lead. So it is the 4-2-3-1. Balanced on the defensive style. 38 on the defensive width. 57 on the defensive depth. Balanced and direct passing, of course, what I like to call your absolute bread and butter. 45 on the offensive width, 7 players in the box, 2 corners and 2 free kicks. So remember what I just said there. You can use these from minute 1 if you want to. I don't. I only switch into the 4-2-3-1 when I'm seeing out a lead. I kind of switch into it into like the last 15 or 20 minutes. And the only reason I do that as well is because if my opponent is good, I like having the defensive security of the 2 CDMs giving us that defensive support. The player instructions on the 4-2-3-1. Stay central and getting behind on the striker. All 3 of the cams, because remember, I use these to mainly see out a lead. I don't really switch into it minute 1 of the game, even though you can do, like I said, are on comeback on defence and then get into the box for cross. The get into the box for cross, very important, because even though we are trying to see a lead out, you do still want to have that offensive support and actually still carry a threat when you are trying to counter-attack and in the offensive transitions as well. I then play with the more defensive-minded CDM on stay back while attacking and cover centre. And then the more attack-minded CDM, even though this is to see out a lead, I still then play with the more attack-minded CDM on get forward and cover centre. Because remember, like I just said, we do still want to carry that threat in the transition and in like the offensive support. You don't want to be too part of the bus because then your opponent can just pin you in your own half. I then play with both my left back, and my right back on stay back while attacking. Both the centre backs on completely default settings. And then my goalkeeper comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. So the main set of custom tactics I use is my defensive. Well, it doesn't even mean defensive. It's just the one that I have it on. It is, of course, the 4-3-2-1. I'm telling you right now, YouTube, it is still probably the most meta 4-back broken formation on EAFC 24. Like on FIFA 23 and even FIFA 22, the 4-3-2-1 is absolutely goated. Balanced on the defensive style, I would stay well away from a pressure on heavy touch or a press after possession. I don't know if any of you agree, but on this new patch, they absolutely suck. The pressure on heavy touch was actually something that I was beginning to like and kind of like grow. It kind of grew on me quite a bit. But then on the latest new patch that dropped last week, it just drains your stamina so much. I'm telling you right now, YouTube, stay away from it. Like, just don't use it at all. That's why I'm using balance. The defensive width is 40. I've gone very narrow. Remember, on this new patch, the way that it's set up, it wants your defenders to kind of drift out wide. This patch is all about trying to stop the byline meta and the switches of play, which is good, you know, because of how broken the byline meta and the switches of play were. So that's why EA have tried and made your defensive structure go out wide. But because of that, it leaves a really big gap in the middle of the pitch. That's why we go quite a bit more narrow with 40 on the defensive width. A defensive depth, I only ever slightly go up to 55. I actually have been experimenting on 53 as well. 53 is definitely a good and viable option. I don't know if any of you agree. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you like 53? Have you used 53 before? Is there even a difference between 53 and 55? I'm telling you right now on my spreadsheet and my data, there is a difference. I do concede less goals when I'm using 55 than 53, but maybe in the future 53 could work, because there's something going on with 53 that kind of helps your defence stay nice and high, but also not too deep. It's kind of really good. Balanced and direct passing, of course. The offensive width in the 4-3-2-1, you could probably guess, is very narrow. I go down to 40. Remember what I just said, what's happening on this patch is forcing your opponent's defenders and your defenders out wide. So if we can force our players when we're attacking to go through the middle of the pitch and to transition through the middle of the pitch, you will score way more goals because your opponent's defenders will be forced out wide, leaving a big gap in the middle of the pitch for you to exploit. I want my left-sided centre forward and my right-sided centre forward to be in that middle area of the pitch. 7 players in the box, 2 corners and 2 free kicks. Remember, I switch up into these, the 4-3-2-1, minute 1 of the game. That's when I switch into it. Minute 1, both my striker and my right-sided forward are on stay central and getting behind. Remember, when we're defending in a 4-3-2-1, because of what I have my left-sided centre forward on, because of then also as well what I have my right-sided centre forward on, we need the other sided forward, so my right-sided centre forward, to be on stay central and getting behind to defend in the 4-4-2. Because my left-sided centre forward is on comeback on defence. So when we don't have the ball, my Suker, my left forward I'll call him, he will tuck in next to Perez, left midfield of a 4-4-2. But then when we get the ball, he will push straight back up into that left-sided centre forward position. And because the Suker is tucking into the left midfield, my Neymar and my Griezmann, my striker and my right forward, they kind of play as the 2 strikers, which is why I then have the right forward on stay central and getting behind as well. My left side is centre mid. This is a little bit open to interpretation for you. I have him on get into the box for cross and cover centre. But I'm telling you right now, stay on the edge of the box for cross is good. It's good. The way I've been using stay on the edge of the box for cross, I like it. I still personally think the get into the box for cross is better. Like I said earlier on in the video, the more players that we have in the box, the more likely we are to score a goal. And that comes to fruition with my playing instructions as well. I want my left-sided central midfielder getting into the box, gate crashing, being that third man run. Kind of think of him like a Frank Lampard. You know, Frank Lampard would always be in the box, kind of making them third man runs from deep. That's what I want my left-sided centre midfielder to do. Middle centre mid, stay back while attacking and cover centre, playing that Boubacar Kamara role up the Villa, or the Rodri role, but we don't talk about him because we battered Man City. That's where I want him, being in the middle of the pitch right there. Right-sided central midfielder, cover wing, because remember my Suker tucks into that left midfield of a 4-4-2 when we don't have the ball. My right centre mid will then push ever so slightly wide to the right midfield of a 4-4-2, but then when we get the ball, it will tuck straight back into that right central midfield position. Kind of like with a lot of my custom tactics, I then play with one fullback on stay back while attacking, which in the 4-3-2-1 is my right back. So my right back is on stay back while attacking, and then my left back is the one that is on join the attack and overlap. So my left back will be bombing on down that left hand side, giving us a lot of offensive support. Both centre backs, completely default settings, I don't touch them. And then goalkeeper comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. So that's my main custom tactic that I was using. If I wasn't finding the 4-3-2-1 very good, you know, because some people are able to defend against certain formations better than they are other formations, right? So if I was in a game and my 4-3-2-1 wasn't working after like 15, 20 in-game minutes in the first half, I would then switch up into my attacking custom tactics, which is the 4-4-2. And I'm telling you right now, YouTube, I absolutely love the 4-4-2 this year. It is an amazing, amazing, amazing formation. I actually need to swap Ballack and Yaya. It is an amazing, amazing formation. It is so, so, so good. So, balanced on the defensive style again. Remember, you don't want press after possession loss or pressure on heavy touch on this new patch. It is absolutely dreadful. The pressure on heavy touch on this patch drains your stamina like nothing I have ever seen before. It is so, so, so bad and so frustrating. The defensive width in the 4-4-2, exactly the same as the 4-3-2-1, down to 40. Yes, 40 on the 4-4-2. Remember what I said on this patch, it's trying to force our defenders out wide. We don't want to do that because it then leaves a massive gap in the middle of the pitch. So how do we counteract that? How do we get the trade-off with that? We go quite narrow on the defensive width, making our back four and our whole team in general a little bit more compact, not leaving as many gaps in the middle of the pitch. The defensive depth, 53. Yes, 53. Remember what I said on the 4-3-2-1, that I like 53. I like it a lot more on the 4-4-2. There's just something about this 53 depth that I like. I know it's very random and you might look at that and think that is random, but I kind of want to be just a little bit more aggressive. So, you know, we've gone up from 50 to 53. But also at the same time, we don't have the 2 CDMs like in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-2-2 or something like that. So because of that, we don't want to go up to like a 60 or a 65 with the 4-4-2, in my opinion. Balanced and direct passing, of course. What am I going to say, YouTube? Your bread and butter of custom tactics. One thing I will say, actually, on the 4-4-2, long ball and balanced is good. I was experimenting a lot with that. I think it was on Saturday. Long ball and balanced is very, very, very good in the 4-4-2. I'm telling you right now, very, very, very good. So maybe give it a go, see what you think. But for me, my bread and butter, my humble beginnings, balanced and direct passing. The offensive width, I've gone down to 45. So I have gone a little bit more narrow. Again, what am I going to say to you? This patch is forcing our defenders, but also our opponent's defenders out wide. So what do we need to do? We need to focus our attack through the middle of the pitch. We want our left midfielder and our right midfielder to kind of be in them central areas of the pitch. So what do? We go a little bit more narrow on the offensive width. 7 players in the box again. You could probably guess that. More players in the box, more goals we will score. YouTube. So simple. 2 corners and 2 free kicks like so. Player instructions on the 4-4-2. Both of my strikers are on stay central, get in behind and come back on defence. Remember, this is a formation that you can use from minute 100%. I switch into this if I feel like the 4-3-2-1 isn't working. So it's kind of just like a balanced custom tactic. It's not an attacking custom tactic, but it's also not a defensive part of the bus custom tactic either. Left midfield and right midfield, remember what I said. Our opponent's defenders are going to naturally drift out wide. So what do we need to do? We need to flood the middle of the pitch as much as we can. So come back on defence, cut inside, get in behind, and get into the box for cross. And that is exactly the same on my right midfielder as well. Come back on defence, cut inside, get in behind, and get into the box for cross. To get into the box for cross, very key. Just gives us more offensive support in the 4-4-2. And they'll kind of like the left midfielder and the right midfielder will kind of make these attacking runs towards the 2 strikers. I love it. It's very OP. I then play with the more defensive-minded CDM, exactly the same as the 4-2-3-1 YouTube actually. So the more defensive-minded CDM you have got, the more offensive-minded CDM that you've got, put him on get into the box for cross and cover centre. So for me, it's my right central midfielder, Michael Ballack. Get into the box for cross and cover centre. They will help out in the attacking side of the game. Then the more defensive-minded central midfielder, stay on the edge of the box for cross, stay back while attacking and cover centre. I don't want that central midfielder to kind of go forward. I want them to play that Boubacar Kamara or the Rodri role. My left back and my right back are also on stay back while attacking. I don't attack with my left back and right back, YouTube. 2 centre backs, completely default settings. Goalkeeper comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. So they're the main 3 set of custom tactics. I then switch up into my ultra attacking custom tactics in like the last 15-20 minutes of a game. This is like just a complete YOLO set. I only ever use these when I'm like a goal down in the last 15 or 20 minutes because it will drain your stamina so much. Pressure on heavy touch. No, press after possession loss, 45 width, 100 depth. Yes, you guessed it. 100 depth. Remember, this is a complete YOLO set of custom tactics. Only switch into this in the last minute of the game. Well, last 10-15 minutes. So we are completely YOLO gung-ho. Balanced and direct passing. 50 on the width. Max players in the box. Just flood everyone forward. Get everyone forward. Max corners and max free kicks. Player instructions. Stay central and get in behind on the 2 strikers. The cam. Stay forward and get into the box for cross. The middle centre midfielder is still on stay back while attacking and cover centre. Left centre mid, get forward, get into the box for cross and cover centre. Right centre mid, get forward, get into the box for cross and cover centre. The right back and the left back are also on during the attack and overlap. We want them bombing on. Completely YOLO, everyone up the pitch. 2 centre backs default. Goalkeeper comes for crosses and sweeper keeper. And that right there is my brand new updated rank 1 RTG custom tactics for you. If you did enjoy this video, YouTube, please drop it a like for me. Drop a comment down below. And if you can hit that subscribe button to my channel, that would mean the world to me. Thank you for watching. Remember, spread the love and positivity. PMA, positive male attitude. Peace out. One love.